actually super easy to get taken into a cult. I had no idea what was going on. It's a very, very dangerous thing, and I have spoken to Koreans before and I've asked them like, why do Koreans get pulled into or get influenced into joining? And they gave me a couple of reasons, but I wanted to talk to you about how I have been almost gotten into a cult. Almost, it was very close, like it was a couple of times and it was almost fully successful. There are like 5 things that I want to speak to you about, like how easy it is. But the first thing that they will do is love bombing. And remember, like cults here, like cult leaders and members and whatnot, are not only Koreans, they can also be foreigners as well. You need to be very careful. The first thing they do is just love bomb you, and I mean like literally love bomb you, especially when you just arrive. I made friends with this Korean girl and I thought we were gonna be like really, really good friends, and we would go do things together. She would give me gifts, but this was the very weird thing that she did. She did this twice. She gave me 2 bags of clothes. This was just before the winter in Korea, and it was gonna be like my first winter, and I really did appreciate it. But you need to understand that these clothes, they weren't like new, like they were, she said that, oh no, everyone at this church, you know, put the clothes together because we're just worried about you, and like it's your first time in Korea. And mind you guys, like I am fine, like I'm literally fine, like I buy clothes, or like I buy whatever I need, like almost whenever I need it, you know what I mean? Like, so it was just very strange of her to do that. And it wasn't like I'm sitting out here in the cold every single day, you know what I'm trying to say? Like if I need anything, I will tell you to your face, yo, I need this and this, do you have it, or may I please borrow that? You know, I will tell you. Not once did I ever tell you guys that I needed clothes. Like that was just very strange for me, and I appreciated it, yes, but at the same time, you don't just give somebody something like that without you asking them first at least. Till this day, I feel like she should have asked me first before like giving me clothes from other people that I do not know from a bar of soap. Yeah, that's part of the love bombing. Like they'll do everything in their power to make you feel special, and like it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, she's so kind, oh my gosh, I feel safe with this person, like I'm gonna tell them everything, right? And like I'm gonna build this bond with them. That's love bombing for you. Then it's loneliness. They know that you're a foreigner here, and one of the worst things, like one of the biggest enemies I feel like every foreigner deals with in South Korea is loneliness. Like honestly, I'm an extrovert, guys. Like I'm an extrovert. I want to be around people and I love making friends. I love chit-chatting all day. I really love talking with people and like socializing. I am an ENFJ girl. By the way, tell me what your MBTI is, or just say like, are you an introverted person or are you an extroverted person? I really, really would love to know. When they see you alone, especially as a foreigner that sticks out like a sore thumb because I'm so drop dead gorgeous. I mean, like whenever I go, guys, wherever I go, even people, you know, you guys that are in couples, I know you Koreans, the Koreans are in couples, the guy will always turn around and stare at me because I'm so gorgeous. No, I actually shouldn't be saying that, but like seriously, like I get stared at like almost on a daily basis, and now I'm like pretty much used to it. But like the cult people, they will see you alone and you like such an easy target, especially when you're not with your friends. It's so easy for them to come up to you and start preaching and hooking their claws so that you can get taken into a cult. Let me tell you what happened when I was going to the bus terminal, okay? When you just arrive in like a new country, you don't know anything, and like you don't know any of the places. Not a lot of things are written in English, so it's a little bit overwhelming. So I'm trying to like figure out, where am I supposed to be right now? Like where am I supposed to go? And this lady, her name was Susan, I think. or it was something with an S. I don't care about like spelling her name. Like, who cares? She probably forgot about me because her mission to get me in her hooks, she failed. So it doesn't matter. But this lady, she saw me and then she stared at me. She's like, oh, hi, are you okay? Like, do you need something? And I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm just looking for this bus number. And then she's like, oh no, this bus number, I can actually like take you there. I'll take you to where you're supposed to be. And we were walking. As we were walking, she goes, oh, you know, South Korea is very difficult when you first arrive. So immediately when I heard those words, I was just like, yes, it is difficult when you first arrive. And then she was like, you know, like as a foreigner, it must be really lonely for you. And I was just like, yes, it is lonely for me. And I'm like, the only one here. And I'm struggling with it so fast. Oh. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, she was literally describing the way I was feeling. And she's like, you all by yourself. And like, where are your friends? Like, you don't have any of your friends here. I was just like, yeah, I'm alone, but I'm going to see my friends now. And then she was like, okay, well, here's my number. Dude, I didn't have time. Like, I literally didn't have time to not give her my number. So I was just like, because she was a lady and I felt safe. So then I gave her my number, and then she even called my phone. I was like, that should have been like red flag number 2. Like when she, you know, when people call your phone to make sure that it's like the right number. A few days after that day, that meeting, we met, because eventually I told her, bruh, I have to go. I can't do this. I literally have to go. I don't have time. I don't have time to get taken into your cult right now. I have to go, so you'll have to contact me later. You know what I'm saying? Then I came back home, literally the next day. She sends me a message. Being in South Korea is very difficult, and you need to make sure you are prepared to be with the Lord Jesus. These are all the steps that you need to take. First, you need to meet me at this location, and you need to make sure that you don't bring any Bible, because I will bring you the correct Bible so that you can pray to the correct person. And everyone confuses who the real Jesus is, but our Jesus is our brother. And then it was this other long name, this other long Korean name. I was like, nope. No, nah. And then the next thing, they catch you when you're vulnerable. That's like their favorite time to catch you, bruh. Remember the first girl I was talking about? She's back. She's back, and she's the third reason. She knew in my life I was going through something so dark last year. I lost someone, and it was the first time I've ever lost anyone, right? And it was so weird. The whole concept of it was just so strange. Even till this day, I'm just like, sometimes I'm a little bit confused, or like, I'm just like, wait, you know, yeah, you know, it's always gonna be there. Like, you know, now my life used to be a certain shade. Now it's this other shade that has a little bit of gray in it, and it's just so weird, right? It's so weird. Like, shout out to you guys who have been like in this situation. Like, shout out for you for staying super strong, and just remember, I'm here for you, dude. And if you're ever feeling sad, just, you can reach out to me. Anyways, so she knew that I was in a very dark space in my life. Like, she knew that it was really tough on me. And literally the weekend that this happened, she called me. She's like, you need to come like to this like retreat with us. When she first told me about this, like, she didn't say it was like a religious retreat. She didn't say it was a church retreat, because if she said it was for church, I literally would have said no. But then I was just like, dude, like, I can't be dealing with such a heavy thing by myself here in this space, because I'm by myself. Like, no one, my friends are all busy. Like, they've got their own lives too. Like, nobody can help you with grieving. Like, it's something you just have to go through by yourself, right? And I can't go see my family in South Africa because I can't, like, I literally could not leave at that point in time, because of all the other things I have to do. So I was just like stuck in this situation by myself. And she's like, no, just come to this retreat. When you hear the word retreat, it sounds fun. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be fun. Then literally last minute, we're on the bus, she's like, yeah, it's gonna be like for church, so we're gonna be with other people that are, you know, into the church and stuff like that. And I was just like, my friend, what? Yeah. So I ended up going to this retreat. The only good thing that came out of this retreat was the fact that I met my really good friend now, and she's super sweet, and she was also telling me like how a little bit dodgy that whole retreat thing was. The way they presented things in the Bible was very strange to me, especially after what I've just been through. And then after that, they forced me to want to go get baptized, which I literally declined because I was so uncomfortable the entire time. But it's such a convenient thing for them to say, no, when you are going through this and this, like that's the best time to come. And it's so easy for them to just like pull you in to the situation without you like realizing, because you're so busy dealing with all this turmoil in your own life. Reason number 4 is the worst one, because if you realize that no, what they're doing to you is wrong, then they'll start guilt tripping you. Like this other lady that I met, like she literally told me, she's like, no, if you don't join this church, like it's gonna be so bad for you and your family, and you're gonna end up going to hell because you're never gonna be saved. I'm like, okay, lady. And then she's like, by the way, and this is the worst thing ever, right? And believe me, like I'm not saying that every Korean that you are gonna meet is like this. I'm just saying that you need to be careful, and this just made me really annoyed. This old lady like literally went on and on, like on a humongous tangent about how she went to Africa. She was saving a whole bunch of black people. She built a church, and then she took her phone and she showed me pictures, and she's like showing me like all these different hats and things, and she was saying, listen, like, is this what your house in South Africa looks like? Is this where you live? Because if you live in a hut like this, then you need to join this church, because we can build you a proper house. You know, we can put you in proper living conditions. Oh, and then I had to tell her, like, lady, there are different parts of Africa, let alone South Africa is completely different too. And I live in an urban area called Johannesburg. If you did geography, you would know that Johannesburg is a city that's an urban area where people live in cities, just like your own house or your apartment. Guilt tripping is real. And now the final one, Christians here can be very aggressive. Mind you, like there's also foreigners that can be a little bit aggressive. I was also at the bus terminal. You know what? You need to keep your eyes open. Whenever you go to bus terminals, things are wild. Things are very wild, and you need to keep both eyes open and both ears listening, and both feet need to keep moving, because the craziest things happen at a Korean bus terminal. I cannot be the only one. There was a foreigner there, and she was handing out like pamphlets to a church. I understand religion is a very important thing, but you need to be extremely careful. She was just like going on about like how safe her church is, the church that she goes to, and she's never had like very bad experiences and etc. But I am very careful. If I need to go to church, I can just contact my parents. You as a foreigner, if anything happens to you, it's just very difficult to get help. It really is, and that's the reality, especially when you're black and especially when you're a girl. It's really difficult. I'm sorry, it's very difficult, and you need to be very careful. These cults are extremely real. There are a lot of foreigners here. You need to make sure that you find people that you can trust, and you need to make sure you are in contact with your family and friends back home, and you need to make sure you register yourself on your embassy. Just because it's South Korea, like South Korea is safe, a little bit safer than my home country, doesn't mean it's the safest. So I still need to be extremely careful and look out for these things. If you stayed up all the way up until the end, make sure you subscribe. We reached 2K, which is really amazing. Like, I'm so happy. And I can't wait to make more videos. Remember to stay safe wherever you are. Until then, just chill till the next episode. Bye bye.